boom was actually... All right, Hall H. I think me having a microphone at Hall H is one of the signs of the Armageddon. But so first and foremost, I know everybody says this and thanks everybody for coming to Comic-Con and Hall H, but from the bottom of my heart, I know how long you guys waited outside. You can feel the passion. Thank you so much for coming today. Really fired up. So just a couple of quick things for giant robots versus giant monsters. And being that we at Legendary kind of like that stuff, we said, hell yes, come in and come see us. So yeah, this amazing idea and outline and story, but in order to see that through, in order to make Dark Knight what it is, you have to have Chris Nolan. You have to have Chris Nolan lead that charge. Or Zack Snyder on Watchmen and 300. So we had to find who is that person that can bring this to the stage. So for me, I thought, let's call Guillermo del Toro. Available. And thank God, after we kidnapped him, sleep deprivation, the whole deal, we got him to say yes. So with that, I'd like to introduce my friend, and yes, it's as cool to hang out with him as you think it is, Guillermo del Toro. Yeah.
I am shitting in my pants, really.
Is that happening right now? Or are we witnessing this happen right now?
I bought pants twice my size, so I'm okay. I'm really, this journey has been very important for me. I think that to be here is extremely important for me. It's a long road. You guys stood in line for hours, and I too stood in line for months. Because I think this is, for me, the beginning of Pacific Rim, really. And to prepare, to tell you and show you what we want to show you was a journey. And a journey that I prepared to, that embraced, and that started with essentially Thomas Tull and John Jashney, Legendary Warners, essentially saving my life. This movie came to me like a big, fat, obscene Christmas gift at a time when I needed it very much. And as a fat kid, I irresponsibly opened the package, disassembled a toy, and assembled it 10, 20 times until I felt it was perfect. Now, a movie like this, it's easy to forget how unique you can make it. And I didn't want to forget. I wanted to make the movie not a war movie, but an adventure movie. And a movie that had a huge romantic sense of adventure, grandeur, operatic battles that were not only great spectacle, but had a huge emotional content on them, and a sense of awe. Because in a movie like this, when we say 25-story robots, 25-story monsters, if you don't have a sense of awe and scale, everything is lost. I think that today we've shared with you a little bit of footage. Think about this. 12 weeks ago, we were shooting the movie. 12 weeks ago, we were still shooting the movie. So we prepared footage for you specifically. It's extremely beautiful to share it with you. It's unique. And why am I saying unique? Is because after this, we will go into radio silence for Pacific Rim until the end of the year. So this is for you, totally for you. And those motherfuckers that have the James Bond fucking cameras and the glasses, don't use them. Because nobody ever will see this footage again.
First of all, I want to make love to your accent. I don't know if that's weird, but it's awesome. And you make the F-bomb charming, Guillermo del Toro.
Thank you.
William of the Bull.
I'm really a Norwegian.
Should we bring out some of the cast first?
Yes, please.
All right. So you guys know him as Jax Teller in The Sons of Anarchy and folks like The Lynch, Children of Men. He plays Jaeger pilot Rayleigh Antrobus. Please welcome Charlie Hunnam! The mesmerizing actress from Battle of the Brothers Bloom, the Skycrawler. She plays Riley's co-pilot Makamori. Please welcome Rinko Kikuchi! From Horrible Bosses, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and the guy everyone on Twitter tells me I look like, Charlie Day! And, as Hannibal Chow, Hellboy himself, Ron Perlman! How are you guys doing? How, Charlie? Seriously? Oh, both Charlie. You, Charlie, first. Charlie Hunnam. Have you guys all been in Hall H before? Is this your first Hall H experience? You, Charlie?
Me?
You, sure. Are we related? Are we related?
We've screened some Sunny episodes in here. But I wouldn't know. It's all a blur.
Yeah, it is. 6,500 people, and then all of a sudden it's over before you know it.
Plus you can't see anything, so I see lights. I've been in a room with lights before.
But everyone on the panel is about to have seizures from all the flashes coming from them. Ron Perlman, you're no stranger to this world, but so after all this time, all these cons, like, how does it feel for you to be here at this point?
It's a miracle. I'm still invited to come down here. And every time I finish a movie, I go, this is it. They're definitely going to keep me locked in a closet for the rest of my life. But Guillermo, his standards must be plummeting because he continues to bring me to Hall H.
I hope this doesn't embarrass you, but I just want to call out something that you did I thought was amazing. I think everyone should know that for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, you got in full Hellboy makeup and went and talked to a child. And that's amazing. That's amazing. Rinko, how is it for you? How's Comic-Con for you so far?
I'm so excited, and then I'm so super nervous.
Oh, really? No, you don't need to be nervous. These people love you. First Charlie Hunnam. Have you been to a lot of cons before?
I think I've been here the last 3 or 4 years for Sons of Anarchy, but this is the first time coming with the movie, and coming with the Guillermo del Toro movie is pretty exciting.
I would say so. And speaking of that movie, is there anything, Guillermo, you think we should, at this point?
Yes, it's time to show some stuff. So we're going to show some stuff, and then we're going to chat a little bit, and then we're going to open to your questions. The introduction I need to give you is simple. I wanted very much to do this movie as soon as I heard the pitch from Travis, and I started developing it. Both Warners and Legendary have supported me freely and with absolute freedom to do the movie I wanted, and I want to show you some images from it. The only thing you need to know is that the robots called the Jaegers they have 2 pilots in a cockpit in their head. One pilot shares the responsibility to handle the right hemisphere, the other one handles the left hemisphere of the robot, because the neural surge from the robot would be too much for one pilot. And they fuse together through memories into one single mind. So it's a single mind with 2 pilots and a robot. After that, I will let the images speak for themselves, so let's watch a little bit.
Something, what is, that is, how do you do that?
As they say in Mexico, by icebergs, that's just the tip. And we say it only about icebergs.
That is...
But what we wanted to Well, I mean, what we went through was a process of developing a movie like fans. So when you have the meeting with the heads of the studio, and they have Sideshow collectibles in the shelves, and they have toys in their desks, and you can riff about what we want the monster and the kaiju to do, and the excitement that that generates, and how we really went and figured out not a movie that was an homage to two genres, but we wanted to create something new. So to bring a different sense of drama, a different sense of scale, and I can promise you this, the places and the tenor and the tone of the battles is astounding. But at the same time, what we wanted to very much showcase forefront, it was humanity, the emotion of being there. We created a world that allowed for these monsters and these robots to exist, and the speculation of what would happen in the real world if these things were there. And emotionally, I wanted very much, when I was a kid, I dreamt of being an astronaut, a pirate, a cowboy, and I eat my Twinkies in the meantime. But I really wanted a movie that was able to recreate the sensation you have in an adventure movie of what it was to be there.
Yeah.
To be there battling with a thing that is the size of a skyscraper, mounted on a thing that can actually face a tornado and win. Something so humongous that can stop things like that on their track. And I hired a group of incredibly talented designers, all of them, Wayne Barlow, Guy Davis, Francisco Ruiz Velasco. Everybody was a fan of Monsters and Robots. And we all locked ourselves in very adjacent rooms, and we played. We played and played until we created the world of the movie.
Well, I think especially in your hands, people place a lot of trust, because they might just, off the cuff go, oh, giant robot versus giant monsters. Oh, it's Guillermo del Toro. I mean, your specialty is creating these immersive visual universes, but like you said, just like finding the humanity in there, which is so important. So it's not just oh, big budget action movie. Like there's a real story underneath that ties it all together.
Well, it's partially that, and the fact is that when you get a budget, you can do two things. You can get crazy or lazy. And I chose to be as crazy as I could.
Yeah.
And I demanded from the designers, the technicians, the actors, and everybody else to give us 110% and not rely on any resources. To use creativity and passion and madness as our fuel to make this movie.
Great. Well, I think I just want to make sure we have some time for audience Q&A. So let's go over to the audience Q&A. There it is. Oh, no questions. All right.
The man in the blue cap?
That's him. Hey, guy, what's your name? What's your question?
My name is Joe, and I've been watching kaiju films and giant robots all my life, so thank you for doing this.
Thank you.
My question is, will we be seeing such iconic giant robot weapons, such as drills and rocket punches?
We have rocket punches.
You just totally made that guy's con.
Yeah, we have rocket punches.
You just totally made that guy's con. Do you know how long he had to wait to be personalized? Like, please rocket punches, please rocket punches.
Yeah, rocket punches. And no drills, but we have amazing melee weapons, amazing close contact weapons, and some artillery. So, expect absolutely obscene robot porn and robot on kaiju. Robot on kaiju action.
Thank you. Was that it? Was there another part to?
He went away.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just saw. Take it down a notch, Hall H. I turn around. I see blue. I see a katana. Please. Guy who is clearly not the other guy. What is your question?
Hello. First of all, I would like to thank all of you for bringing this concept to reality. My question is, will there be many different kinds of kaiju with different unique abilities, or are we just seeing the same type of kaiju rehashed over and over?
So his question is,
Yes. Of course.
his question is, there aren't going to be robot punches, are there?
Oh yeah. Let me tell you this: we have approximately 9 kaijus, and we have 6 or 7 robots, and each of them has a unique ability, and each of them is distinguished. We designed about 40 kaijus, and we did an American Idol on them. On the design room, we would do a pageant and show them, and then everybody would vote. We would get into heated discussions. Punches were thrown, and the better kaijus are the ones that are in the movie, the ones that won. And trust me, one of the things we do is every time you think you saw a kaiju do what it does, something else happens.
Yeah, our bank account can attest to the fact that he wanted so many different things.
Thank you for your question. Next question.
Guillermo,
Yes, my friend.
I'm just hoping that when one of the pilots opens the mini freezer in the giant robot, we see the return of the Takata light. You gotta represent, man.
Thank you, my friend. Well, I think that what we do with these creatures and robots is everybody involved got a passion for one aspect of them, and we all went and fought for it. And I think that ultimately anything you guys can imagine there being represented will be there. But I think that it's important also to tell you that there are some set pieces in here that I don't think have ever been seen on film. So everything will be there. Thank you.
I have a question for some of the actors. Anyone can jump in, either of the Charlies or Ron. When you're working with Guillermo, and there's a lot of stuff obviously that you don't know exactly what's happening. You're literally just like leap of faith. You just tell me what to do. So what is it like to work with Guillermo on something like this when you can't visualize everything up top?
Well, not even visualizing it, I actually, when I signed on to do this, which I think is probably the case with all of us, I didn't even read a script. There wasn't even a script. I signed on sight unseen, which I wouldn't really, there are probably 2 filmmakers in the world, Guillermo being one of them, that I would take that leap of faith with. But it was extraordinary working with Guillermo. I mean, he is a slave driver. I have never worked so hard in my life, but it's extraordinary because however hard I was working, he was always working twice as hard. So it was a really joyous, fun, hard, ass-kicking, wonderful experience.
Have you guys seen any of the footage yet before?
That was the first piece I've seen. I was in ATR for a couple of weeks with Guillermo, and we saw little pieces, but that was the first edited footage I'd seen.
Oh, wow.
Looks pretty good, huh?
What is your name and question?
My name is Abby, and before my question, I just want to say Guillermo and Ron Perlman, I've seen the Hellboy movies, and I'm a very big fan. I love them, and my question is, Guillermo, you mentioned about how there's 2 men controlling the different hemispheres of the brain. So my question is, what would happen if there's only one man to control? Because would he have his brains turn to mush? Would he blow up or something else?
That is actually answered in the film, and I think that we wanted to show what happens when it's a single pilot and what happens to that pilot. So we have 2 of the characters drove a Jaeger solo when the partner died. Normally, when the kaiju gets the cockpit, he gets both pilots. So if a kaiju leaves one pilot alive and that pilot is able to drive the Jaeger to safety, it's a big ordeal, and we show it. So you will see it.
Excellent. If you lose the left brain, the robot just starts doing pottery, like a lot of crabs. Giant robot pottery wheel. What is your name and question, sir?
I'm Vance, and I just want to say Guillermo and Ron, it's really great to finally meet you guys. And Ron, I was really rooting for you to get the role of Bjorn in The Hobbit. My question is just for Guillermo. From Hellboy 2 and Pan's Labyrinth, we've seen how much you like costumes and physical effects, and seen a movie that looks so heavy in CGI. I was just wondering what some of the challenges you encountered were.
Well, what I try is to not represent CG, even on movies that have it, like Hellboy 2. Pan's Labyrinth has plenty of CG, but we don't treat it, we actually treat it as we would treat any other element in the film. If you saw even in this footage, I tried to dirty the camera. I tried to have it be hit with oil and water and shake, and in some instances we add scratches to the lens of the camera. The camera is unable to clear the whole height of the Jaeger or the whole height of the kaiju. We are trying to see the kaiju, but it's so big that you don't see it. I try to root them in a place, an atmosphere that has elements like rain, snow, mud, so that the creatures become real. And the other thing you do is you approach it from the purity of animation. You approach it like Harryhausen would approach stop motion. You don't approach it, one of the things we were very clear about is no fucking motion capture. We didn't want to do it, it was all keyframed, and it was because I don't want the robots moving just like human beings. I needed the robots to really move with a sense of shock absorber, a joint, a gear moving. So it's using that, and for the monsters, it's the same. When we have every talk we have with the animators is if the monster is just doing this, I go, what is the monster doing? Why is he not attacking the robot? Why is he posing for a photo? You know, like we say, you know, it's like in martial arts movies where all the guys are moving around, 18 guys and one guy kicks their ass because 17 are doing this. You know? So it's a kind of a fuck that shit situation. and then the monster needs to have personality, so we are trying to make a monster intelligent and evil, another brutish, another one, you know, you talk to the animators like you would talk to animators doing stop motion or 2D. You treat the resources with respect. You don't take CG as a thing that will save work. You take it as a thing that will necessitate 10 times more work to come alive. And you demand it of the people doing it, and you demand it of yourself. Now, that said, we did a shitload of physical stuff in the movie. Like when we built the streets, and we rigged the streets with hydraulic systems, so when a monster is walking, the pavement is set rigged to bounce, and blocks of pavement bounce, and cars bounce, and buildings bounce. That are, you may think, oh, that's CG. It wasn't. We're shaking the entire set. So, you know, there's a lot of physical components.
All right, I think we have time for one more question. Hey, let's go. What's your name?
Vince.
Hey, man, what's your question?
Will you have any sea monsters that are like common, like a Leviathan or something?
Sea monsters, you got it, man. Check. 3. How about that? We have flying monsters, we have sea monsters, there's monsters that are gonna be, we have monsters of the wazoo. A Mexican word, wazoo.
It almost looked like there was a second part to your question. Was there a second part?
Yeah, I was just wondering if you'll have like any common monsters, like one from a legend, like
no.
Nessie.
I'm sorry to disappoint.
Just wrong.
Just wrong problem. we don't. Every kaiju we created was created specifically for the movie. What we did do, both with the monsters and the robots, and you may get a kick out of this, is we designed them from the inside out. So like a kid, as a kid I used to draw the anatomy of the kaiju and the monsters and go all the way out, and the joints and gears and levers of the robot all the way out. So we designed them like that, to feel like physical entities that have real bones, weight, muscles. And we're trying stuff in the animation of the monsters that I haven't seen in any other monster movie before. So, you know, we have a great company doing it, ILM, and the animators are truly, truly passionate about this because they are having a great time. I mean, they come to work wanting to do monsters with us. And that's a lot of fun, my friend.
All right, thank you so much, fans. All right, so Pacific Rim opens slightly less than a year from today, July 13th, 2013. Please help me in thanking Guillermo del Toro.